Hi everyone, Murie Navosi. Welcome to Luhyas to the World. This is where I teach you all about the Luhya Bukusu language, our culture, our traditions, vocabularies, translations of political conversations, everything you like to know about the Luhya people from Western Kenya or the Bukusu subtribe. You learn it right here on this channel. Today I'm going to take you along with me as I study Hochahu Soma Luno. Luno Hochahu Soma Nawe. Today we are going to study with you because I want you to learn some vocabulary, some Bukusu vocabularies of how we talk about, books, papers, pens, and anything to do with school and studying. We are going to do it today. Noho Hochahu Soma Bindu Vyosi vya mklasi, sitabu, kama karatasi, shikalamu, all those things, you are going to study it in this lesson. I hope you will enjoy this video. Let's get started. So guys, like I told you, today we are going to do a little bit of a different video. I'm taking you along with me on what I'm doing today. This is the same type of video I did last week. I took you with me when I was going to cook. Today I'm taking you with me as I'm going to study. And I would like you to learn the vocabularies of this particular activity I'm going to do. Luno hocha husoma. Luno is today. Hocha, we are going to study husoma. So study, it can be husoma, can be to read, like to read, I'm reading something, husoma, or it can be studying, like I'm going to school to study, So the two ways, studying and reading, you can still use the same word, husoma. And when you're going husoma, no cha husoma, when you have in the window see, what do you need to have when you're going to study, okay? That's the question I've just asked you. When you have in the window see, what are you supposed to have when you're going to study? The first thing, sindu siya kwanza. The first thing, sindu. Thing is sindu. Sindu siya kwanza. Wenye hovenende sitabu. The first thing you're supposed to have a book. Sitabu. A book. I'll be writing for you. Check the subtitles that you can see how to write it because the pronunciation is a little bit different from the way you write it. But the first thing you need, of course, is a book. Whether it's a book to write, sitabusia huandika. A book for writing, sitabusia huandika. Another thing you need to write is ekalamu. Ekalamu. When you have an ekalamu, you are supposed to have a kalamu. A kalamu. Actually, in Swahili, you also say kalamu. In Swahili, is kalamu. And then in Bukusu, ekalamu. No, wenye hobe nende kalamu, nende sitabu, no wenye huandika. Now, you need to have a pen and a book if you need to write. Kaba lisoli nende sitabu ta, onyalawaba nende ekaratasi. If you do not have a book, if you don't have a whole book, you could use a paper, okay? A paper, ekaratasi. Ekaratasi. And in Swahili also, the same karatasi in Swahili is ekaratasi in Bukusu. So notice that I'm trying to give you English, Swahili, and Bukusu Luhya because I'd like you to relate it and it will be easier for you to learn because most likely you already know Swahili if you're coming from Kenya. So you can be able to kind of relate these words and then, figure out how to make them, to bring them to the Luhya or to bring them to the Bukusu version of it all, okay? So far we've learned about sitabu, a book, ekaratasi, a paper, ekalamu, a pen, okay? So when you are studying, we don't only just write, sometimes we read, okay? Husoma, sometimes we read. And husoma, you can be reading a textbook. So when you are reading a textbook, you say, henja husoma. But a book is just a book, sitabu, sitabu. So you can just say, henja husoma, sitabu. So I'm going to study a book, okay? Or you can say, henja husoma hesabu, henja husoma Luswahili, henja husoma Lusungu, I'm going to study English. Lusungu is English. Luswahili is Kiswahili. Hesabu is just hesabu is mathematics, okay? So I think we now have some of the basic vocabularies you can use to construct a sentence. But then where do you usually go to study? You know, do you go to study in a lake? Do you go to study in a field? Or do you go to study in a school? Definitely you go to study in a school. Ochahu soma eskuli. Eskuli is a school. So you can say, henje eskuli. Likolova na chile skuli. Yesterday, likolova, I went to school. Okay? Mchuli, tomorrow, I will go to school. Mchuli ndio kuche skuli. Tomorrow, I will go to school. So it's good to know tomorrow, today, yesterday, you know, that vocabulary in Luhya, because it can help you to come up with a sentence or talk about whether it's school or any other thing you're trying to talk about. You can use such vocabulary to bring your sentences together. A teacher, another vocabulary is a teacher, mwalimu. If you know Swahili again, mwalimu is mwalimu. So the pronunciation is what is different. Mwalimu. Mwalimu wase, my teacher. Baba alimu, many teachers. Baba alimu vanovakali. These teachers are many, okay? So, mwalimu, walimu. Eskuli, chiskuli. Sitabu, vitabu. Ekalamu, chikalamu. So this is just singular, plural, singular, plural. Now that we know teachers, let's talk about the students. Omsomi. Omsomi is a student, a pupil, someone who is studying something, omsomi. And in plural, it's vasomi, okay? Vasomi. So, vasomi, vanovakali. These students or these people who are studying, there are very many students or pupils, there are many. Vakali. You know, vakali, it means many or a lot. So like I said, I'm taking you with me as I study. Of course, it will be boring if you just watch me, you know, studying and not doing anything. That's why I've told you some vocabularies, but I think that I can complete my area. I can introduce to you in Bukusu what I am doing, or rather what I am studying, so that you can, you know, see how someone can construct a paragraph or a sentence in Luhya. Of course, I will translate for you so that you know what I'm talking about. Lunoho chahu somane nawe. Today we are going to study with you. I'm going to tell you what I usually use. Hurumihira is to use. So windu is things. Nolola no ndinende sita busino. Ndinende kalamu emali. Nehale hundeve malandi hudeski. Hudeski ino emeza ino endeve. Nende computer, ndumihile computer huandika, saa zingine ndumihile computer huandika, lakini saa zingine ndumikila sitabu huandika, okay? So what I've just told you is my setup. Where I'm seated on a seat, hundeve, endeve. And I also have a table. A table is a mesa. So in Swahili it's meza, but in Bukusu you can say a mesa. But if you go to school or to a class, you talk about a desk. And you can say a desk, you can just say a deski, you know. I told you, remember, utohozi, there are very many words and vocabularies that you can just lift them from Swahili and put them in Bukusu. So you can say, I'm seated on a desk, hudeski, and this is my setup. Or you can say a table and a seat. I've also told you that sometimes I use a computer. Saa zingine, that is also Swahili actually. Saa zingine is sometimes, but you can use that in Bukusu as well. Saa zingine ndumihira a computer. Sometimes I use a computer to write, huandika. Lakini saa zingine, lakini sometimes I use a book, sitabu, okay? Huandika. So I'm hoping that at least by the end of this lesson, you're going to take at least 2 vocabularies. Sitabu, I've repeated it so many times. Ekalamu, I've also repeated it so many times. Do me a favor, write below in the comment section what was your favorite vocabulary for today. Have you captured anything? Do you find anything interesting about the Bukusu or the Luhya languages from today's lesson? And also, I'm still gathering information. Do let me know which type of videos do you prefer. Do you like it when I bring you along my day or whatever I'm doing? I shoot and I teach you vocabularies about it. Or do you still prefer me to bring you the political videos or a sit-down lesson where I'm just writing and I'm telling you the vocabulary in Bukusu? I'd love to hear from you. Thank you very much for everyone that gave me feedback in my previous video. I appreciate it, and you give me the motivation to come back again and to bring you another lesson. Nasimile sana. Thank you very much. Nasimile is to say I'm very grateful. I'm very thankful. Sana is just sana, a lot. Husapoti nyoho mumbe changa. For the support that you are giving me. Humba is to give me. Okay? I hope to see you in the next one. Thank you. Hubonane mu video heicha. Let's see each other in the upcoming video. Bye bye.